Hello, friends. This is Low Rate Hitman. What I got for you guys today is the next installment of Players Spotlight. In this episode, I've got Calamity Jane 2 and Annie Oakley 2. You guys want to say hello to everybody?
How's it going, everybody?
Can we do this in tandem?
Yeah, can we do this as twins?
I just want to start off by saying thank you, for you guys doing this and enlightening the community, letting the community know a little bit about you guys, your play style, just anything else that we happen to stumble across during this little video, man. I'll start by asking you guys, you guys are known for running shotguns, and I'm just going to get to the point here. Uprising's coming out, and what's your guys' direction that you're looking to go for in Uprising?
It's a tough choice. Generally, we're looking at probably switching into a logistics suit for speed, but we definitely still want to try out the shotgun just because, it's our bread and butter. It's what we were known for, so we want to stick with it. We don't want to kind of give up on it just yet. We're probably going to stick with that and see if, the range nerf is pretty bad. If it is, well, I know I'll stick with it. I'm not sure about Annie. He may, go some other direction, assault or laser, or, something that's a little bit more viable.
Like I said, we got to see what happens here. I mean, honestly, there's no telling until you actually get in there and see what the changes are. I mean, good or bad, whatever happens to be. I mean, we're here for the long run, so it might be shotgun.
That's awesome. We've already played a couple games, went over a few things, and we had some good conversations on some things, and hopefully we'll touch on those as well on this video right here. Keeping on Uprising, what are some things that you guys are looking forward to in Uprising, while we're on that subject? That's what's on everybody's mind right now. That's the flavor of the week.
Absolutely. It's got to be the suits for me. There's no question about it. I mean, the weapons are all interesting. I'll get a chance to, run those. But once you get into a suit, particularly one that suits your playstyle, that's going to be where it's at. That's going to be the goal right there. So that's what I'm really looking forward to, just see what the changes are and then find one that works for me.
Yeah, I definitely can't wait for new weapons. I saw that Flaylock pistol, and man, I've never used a sub. I hardly ever use a sub unless it's a toxin for sniping, and that thing looks just beastly beautiful. But we'll wait and see how that turns out.
Yeah, it seems like everything's turning into close combat, weapons and everything, I don't know if that's the direction that CCP's going, due to bringing, more players into rounds, more players on teams, it's going to be easier to have more close quarter combat going on, but like you said, that's just something we're going to have to see once we give it a couple weeks and see what's going on with everybody. You guys said something, surprising to me earlier. When I played against you a lot of times, sometimes I would see you in scout suits, but, to my amazement, you guys basically said that you guys run VKO and VK1 assault suits with your shotguns. Would you care to, shed a little light with everybody as to how you guys get your speed and you're able to maneuver so fast? You guys did mention that both you guys are keyboard and mouse users.
Right. Yeah, right. It's a combination of just pretty much getting the PG up on the suit as much as possible and just putting on 2 level 12 or 12% run speeds and a little bit of green stamina, in there. And you actually can run pretty much as fast as Scout, if not, faster in some cases, and actually have a ton of stamina. For example, I run at 8.65 meters a second, and I have a base stamina of 420 some, which is, of course, double, what you normally get. So it can be pretty sick. You can run people down. I've run down scouts. They've turned around and booked it to try to get around the corner, and the next thing they know, I'm right there next to them. Even closer than I was before. Hey, little guy, how's it going? So
I mean, it's actually ingenious. For a long time, that is truly the secret to you guys. You guys let it out the bag. Because you guys move so fast on the battlefield. I always thought you guys run scouts, and most of the times, like you said, you're up on top of somebody so fast and you're killing them, nobody's really, paying attention. They think you're in a scout, just because of the natural, it looks like the natural speed ability of the scout.
Oh, yeah.
And the beauty of it.
Ability.
The female character also gives that impression as well because it's got a thinner look to it, not particularly a thinner profile, but definitely it looks like you're being chased down by a scout. The big thing that we have as an advantage is that we've gotten our range as high as we want it to be. We haven't capped it out. I mean, by no means are we at the level we want it to be, but I mean, it really is considerable when you close that gap on someone, and then you still have the range to be able to do maximum efficiency on damage. It just scares people and makes them panic, and for good reason.
How many people have you run into, honestly, playing that run this play style that you guys have right now?
As far as the assault,
particular build,
not many.
I'm just talking about since you guys have been playing, because did you guys more or less innovated this style of tweaking your suit? Because a lot of people, when they look at their suit, the CPU is always the focal point. It seems like because your weapon, everything's to a newer player, basically everybody looks at CPU. PG is like the bad stepbrother. Oh, I don't have enough PG, so I've got to change to something else. And PG is always neglected, but the things that you guys use are PG monsters.
Yeah.
This is just something that you guys has come up with as far as tweaking your suits like this.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool, man. It really
kind of neat. Like, we see a lot of little assault or a lot of little scout shotguns all the time, and a few assault shotguns, but usually the assault ones go for survivability, which is what we used to do, which is pretty much slap on armor plates, as many shield extenders as you can, and it's a great viable choice. It's what I used to run was my bread and butter, but I'm going back to my roots as the scout, because in the E3 build, when I was playing as Evergreen 99 with my brother and our friend, we all shared the same tune. I was a big scout user, just like plain scout, and I love the speed. Now, having been an assault and feeling slow, switching out and trying to get that speed back. For example, I'm running down a little scout right now, actually. Dun, 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 dun. It's just a throwback, basically. Come on, the guy just died. It's it's one of those things where I like it. I mean, you don't see a lot of people with it because it's actually really kind of a pain in the butt to do. You'll see a lot of scouts that have those mobilities, but you won't see a lot of assaults with them, just because you don't get much, if any, return when you're dumping all these points into mobility, and all it's giving you are these little stims that make you run faster, and they're kind of bad to begin with.
They're an afterthought, really.
Well, I mean, you brought up, logistics with your guys' play style. I mean, I know you guys is probably studying this stuff before you really get in depth with it. Do you think there's going to have to be drastic changes compared to the VKO going over logistics? Because it seems to me like a lot of logistics, they're not going to have the speed as the assault. I mean, have you guys played with that any?
Well, the lower level logistics suits actually have an issue with speed. It's a known thing for us that we have to get to the prototype level to actually take advantage of everything that a logistics would have to offer us. So it's going to be the choice that if we do change over to that type of suit, we have to get at the prototype level. There's nothing else that would do it for us in that sense. Whereas Assault, you could start with an Assault Type 2, and that actually is a very viable suit. It's something that you could start off at a very low level and get yourself some pretty good shields and slap on a shotgun and run around like crazy.
Seems to me like a logistics, they would make a lower tier suit that would be fast, because you are a medic and you're on the front line.
Right.
And you need maneuverability, and maybe something that sacrifices an equipment slot for maybe a little extra speed or something like that.
I believe that is what
That's another thing we're looking forward to, is to see if maybe to have new equipment mods or anything, because we haven't heard too much about that, but it'd be amazing to see if they had something like that, or if they would add something similar to the mix. That would definitely change up the game quite a bit, especially for infantry and whatnot, and especially for the logistics. That would be amazing.
LAV above B, and they got one head glitching sniping. So after that.
You said above B?
Yeah, above Bravo sniper, and then an LAV was in the mountains, trying to hit him boundary wall.
Where's he at? Is he up there on the platform? Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, he's shooting back at me right now. Yeah. Oh, thank you, that's right.
Oh, I forgot we had that.
I got him.
Good shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I waste them on snipers every once in a while. I mean, it's not like we're trying to kill a bunch of people or anything. I'm not
redo the thing.
Like, he's more of a threat.
Yeah.
Got dust, fell and died.
Oh,
wow. Okay. So So is there anything you want to tell anybody? Any myths or rumors, or not rumors, but what is it?
Well, we definitely want to give it.
I always thought you guys were women. I was like, man, I hope these two people are women. Maybe they're single.
Yeah, that actually started. I think
maybe they're soccer moms.
Yeah, our buddy Beelzebub used to go on the forums and be like, "Oh yeah, man, they got such sexy voices. They're so hot, blah blah blah." You know, it's like, really, man? Why are you telling people that?
we chose the female frame because, in all honesty, if you're sitting like your little war barge, you know, your personal room, whatever it happens to be called, and you're sitting there, I'd rather be staring at the female character's ass than the dude. You know, that's just me. But that's my preference.
Well, you did bring maybe a valuable point though, as far as the sleeker design. Watch out behind you.
Oh no, I'm good.
Man, what is that? It's got a sleeker design to it. Like I said, this it's not as big as the male character,
right?
So that's got to be a smaller hit detection. Did you guys throw that into the mix as well?
Actually, I'll tell you the honest truth. I created Annie Oakley initially after I got my first PS3, buying it off of Craigslist for like $60. It's so busted. The first thoughts that went into my head weren't any of that. It was just like, what? I use a shotgun. Who's attributed to the shotgun in the law? And I was like, oh, Annie Oakley, because everybody's always like, yeah, I'm mofo Annie Oakley with this weapon, So I was like, okay, I'll be Annie Oakley. Annie Oakley was a chick. All right, we'll choose a chick frame. So that was pretty much it. And then I eventually got my own PS3 thanks to a friend of mine, who I still owe $200, by the way. And I was like, well, who ran with Annie Oakley? Well, Calamity Blaine. So there you go. I believe someone asked a while back. It's like, yeah, if you could change your name, to any other duo, what would it be? And I think the answer to that would be Xena and Gabrielle, Xena the Warrior Princess.
Xena Warrior Princess, yeah. That's cool. Do you guys have any, tips or, food for thought for new players that are coming into the game, that they're hearing all the stuff you're talking about, but they're not really comprehending it, because this game is really about learning. You can come in here, pick it up, and just start shooting people, and have a good gun game, but I think there's so much more to this game than just having gun game. Gun game later on in the game is excellent to have, which I don't have a good gun game, but my strategy and stuff like that, I'm not even going to talk about that, but is there anything that, that might help, a new player out, that you guys might be able to offer them advice or whatnot?
Really, since we've been here for so long, since we've been playing the game since, the closed beta and whatnot, it was a learning experience all the way through to, what weapon suits you, what suits you. I mean, we're still changing all that depending on how the game changes. With the new changes coming out, I think everybody's going to have to use their little feelers and kind of see what they prefer as a weapon, and, kind of do a little bit of research before, jump in and, dedicate yourself to any one weapon or any one suit. And play your playstyle. If you like the run and gun, grab yourself a weapon that suits you for the run and gun. If you're more of a defensive person, grab a bit of explosives, maybe mass driver. Do what fits your playstyle. Don't give in to whatever your enemy's trying to do. They'll lure you in, they'll lure you out. They will set traps. You just got to be aware of what you're doing. And honestly, it just comes down to, if you like to play a certain way, play to it. It's the game. Like, have fun with it.
Is there anything that you would? Is there anything at all that you would stray any new players away from starting off, such as just picking up a sniper rifle because they're frustrated and sitting in the red line? And I've seen a lot of that lately.
Yeah, this game is all about frustration. Sadly, I learned the hard way with the scout. And if you really want to get good at something, pick up a scout suit and see how frustrating it is, and die a ton. Learning how to avoid bullets, learning how to, use your gun in a close combat situation, or even a far range distance.
I would say, if there's anything to avoid for a new player at all, is to avoid going the route of, say, heavy assault rifle or, heavy shotgun. That's a deadly combination. I mean, sure, you got a little bit more armor and everything like that, but you're so slow. There's that safety factor. You feel safe. that, running that heavy, that you don't really get to hone your skills that much. You don't flip around at the flip of a wrist and like, oh, okay, I can take these guys out, or, I can run for cover. It's basically just, you're there, you're a big fat target. Avoid it as best as possible. There's no reason for you to go in and make yourself a target like that. It's just going to frustrate you, and you're going to hate the game.
All right. This commentary is fixing to come to an end, like, real quick. If there's anything else, constructive, helpful, or just anything that you want to tell everybody, man, now's your guys, time to say anything that it is that you want. And I'm just going to be quiet, basically.
We've seen some amazing players in the time that we've played, with assault rifle, shotguns, mass draggers, you name it. If there's anything that I could suggest to someone who's running a shotgun is, one, learn trajectories, because your targets are going to be moving left, right, up, and down. So learn where you need to place the shot. And if you're moving, learn to figure out where you're going to land and if you've got enough stamina to run, because that's going to be your biggest attribute. Run, 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 run.
Any questions? Feel free to send Annie or Jane, letters to in-game or whatever. We're not afraid to answer anything. We love you guys.
We'll try and
as long as it's not hate mail. You guys get enough of that.
Yeah, we do. It's fine. You guys were camping at CRU. Well, yeah, you saw there.
That will not disappear. But I want to thank everybody that stopped by and checked out this video. I really want to thank, Calamity and Annie. Man, I can't even say that right. That's horrible. I really do appreciate you guys, doing this, and enlightening the community with your play style and your ideals and your opinions. It's very helpful, because, like you said, this game is very frustrating. And, that's why I started this thing is, the people that's been in the game for a minute, they can kind of give some helpful insight on, how they run their character if they're willing to do that. And I think it helps the community out. And it drives people to go in different directions because, like the assault thing, like I said, running female characters, I guarantee that round they probably thought she was running scouts.
Oh,
They were actually in assault suits. And that right there, you guys just started a trend, I promise. You're going to see people doing that.
Well,
you've sparked little light bulbs as soon as this video goes up.
We hope that there are plenty of little people who actually follow in the footsteps, because a shotgun is a beautiful weapon, and it's, it may change in the future or something like that, but you need diversity on the battlefield. You can't just, have assault rifles everywhere or heavy machine guns. You got to have, mix it up and see what happens.
But you guys are not biased to assault rifles, right?
No, actually,
do you guys ever use them?
I played the assault rifle up until the last build. I was actually a big AR guy. I would get my Kirin Sin or my Baylock and, go to town on people. But I changed that out after the iron sights came out and whatnot. Maybe it's because of the simplicity of, click and shoot was there, and I kind of lost that. But honestly, I love the shotgun, and I would pick up any weapon if need be. Absolutely would.
Well, hopefully you guys will allow me to do this in, let's say, a couple months when Uprising's into it. And if you guys are willing to, give some insight accordingly to how this goes, the feedback and response you get from it, hopefully you guys will be available and want to do that. With that said, I appreciate everybody that stopped by and checked out the video. Is there anything else you want to say before we go?
I just want to say hello to my good friend Sergeant Biggs, even though he's at FanFest right now. I hope he did well in his tournament, and we miss him. We're those bitches.
Well, don't be afraid to send us invites or anything. We like to jump into random squads all the time. We like mercenaries. We don't look at corporations or anything. We view the mercenary by themselves. So feel free to chat with us, invite us. We love you guys.